Hey guys, we're back. We've got a different camera system. We're actually using the Action 4. I probably should have put my hand through this thing. Right, there we go. We're actually using the Osmo Action 4, my new camera that I bought, specifically for doing these videos. I used to film everything on my phone with my Osmo gimbal, but it was getting a little bit inconvenient. I can still use my microphones because this works with the Mic Mini. DJI, I kept within the DJI family. And I figured today is a perfect day to do it. It also means that I can see myself while I'm doing proper selfie stuff, using the gimbal and the phone, which I'm still going to use on occasions. If I wanted to use the higher quality back camera of my phone, the Mimo app obviously wouldn't let me see what I was doing. But I can see using the small screen on the front that I'm actually in shot and I look just as white as always. We're using it in one of the special, more professional modes, which is quite useful because you can do all the color grading stuff afterwards and play with that. You know, it's working perfectly. But I'm out here again at, well, I'm going to give you guys the name this time. I realised I didn't give you the name last time. Coed Bald Woods. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that fine. Because I've got a bit more history of this area, and we're gonna walk the loop while I talk and show you things. And Ozzy's gonna play with the stick. So one of my channel's fans last week after my last video gave me a bit more information and a bit more history about these woods and why it's all set up with like a camp over there and stuff. And it's a little bit more sketchy than I originally thought. I originally thought that maybe because there is a large abundance of dead trees up here, that maybe there was some form of, I don't know, conservation thing going on to try and save the woodland a little bit. But there's not. That's not what it was. It was a mountain bike group. So a group of little mountain bike club came up here and started making their little trails. Now this is a perfect circular area, so I can see why they would want a trail here. And it's a typical thing really of people who've got to ruin something that's nice. It could have been a nice thing for them, but apparently they just went through and they cut everything. They cut things down. They went through with chainsaws and axes and just cut themselves a nice old trail around here. It could have been done a little bit more officially, but the camp over there, which we'll get back to in a minute because I'm doing the full circle, that was actually their little base area that they were using. Apparently it was built up a lot more than that, but I keep looking in there as I thought somebody was down there. National Resources Wales came through and said, hell no to that, you ain't keeping this. And they decided to pull it all down, which makes sense. If maybe they had not trashed the place, because the other bit of information I got from that viewer as well is that they were dumping rubbish. So, you know, they were telling everyone that they were recycling their rubbish perfectly, and apparently they weren't. They were taking it up to the top and they were burying it. Now, the hope is, by the seam of it, that this area is going to grow back quite a bit. And yes, looking at it, even when it grows back, if they just clear some of the paths up a bit, they could still use it as a little mountain bike track to go around. You know, it's got some nice little spots. I don't do mountain biking, but I can tell that, you know, there's like little dips and hills and stuff. Quite nice for a mountain bike, I think. But don't ruin it for people. To be honest with you, National Resources Wales probably would have left that camp alone if they weren't up here dumping rubbish. It's a typical case, as I say, of people ruining a perfectly good thing. So, you know, I'm going to check on this other little spot from last week as well. Let's have a quick look at this, shall we? So, good on the people who I mentioned last week. Even though they did have to be called out for leaving their rubbish everywhere, they have been up here and they have cleaned it. They've still left the fire pit, which is fine, that's not a problem. But at least there's no rubbish in there anymore. So, you know, they were given the opportunity to clear up, and they did it. So I checked that little area I mentioned last week, as you can see. And although they had to be called out specifically to come out and clean their mess up, they have done it. So, still mildly disappointed, but at least it was done. So, that's all we can say really in there. I'm going to keep walking up and around. I'm going to show you guys a few more of the bits and the trails as we go up the top here. And guess what? That bridge I mentioned in last week's video, I'm actually going to show you that. Because obviously that was part of the mountain bike thing built by them as well, but it's actually kind of useful. So this isn't all bad, by the seems of it. We're up the top of the area now. You can see way down there in the trees, it's like the little camp area we mentioned. And the reason why I thought this might have been a conservation thing originally is because there is a lot of like dead trees around. Now, I thought these might have been removed by someone trying to do a bit of conservation. But no, they were removed by the mountain bike people. And they obviously cut down a lot of pretty healthy trees as well to get all of this space open. Now you can see a lot of this space is growing quite nicely at the moment. You know, I've got a big old, rather ancient tree there. Whoever knows how long that's been there. But it's been there a long time, I'd imagine. And you can see that they've carved out quite a bit up here. But it is growing back. So, you know, come back to me for a second. It is growing back. But yeah, I can see now that this obviously was done for mountain bike purposes. I'm always nice. It's the thing I was thinking about the other day. It's always nice if people sort of give me more information on these areas that I'm going, because then I can pass that information on to you guys. You know, not everybody would be interested in knowing, but I know I certainly am. We're coming down to the little camp area now, and yeah, you can see that this was obviously logged out for a mountain bike track. Although, I've never actually seen any mountain bikers up here. There's a lot of like areas over there in Coed Bald that are a little bit more, you know, there's a little bit more sort of traffic up there for mountain bikes and stuff. Although we'll get onto another point about that in just a second. I've posted a tiny little video rant on the Rogerstone community news group on Facebook. For very good reason. There's some rather sketchy stuff going on the trails way down there. Nothing to do with this this particular mountain bike group. It's a completely different group of people entirely. and it was completely unnecessary. But we'll get to that in a minute. I may show you guys that down there. But at the moment, we're going to have a little sit down in this little camp area. So back to the original camp area I showed you guys last week. This is apparently the area that National Resources Wales decided, no, we're not, you're not keeping a camp area here. And they ripped it all out. So I'm assuming there was a lot more here before. Also, that little fire pit hole down there, that's new. So someone's obviously been up here, which is fine. Ozzy loves it up here anyway, don't you, Oz? Ozzy, say hello to the people. It's alright guys, there'll be more of Ozzy in the video later. Ozzy loves the fact that I've got this camera on a long stick right now. He's like, oh, can I have that stick, Dad? So, yeah, National Resources Wales decided that this area was not going to stay. And I genuinely think that if they hadn't ruined it for themselves by dumping rubbish further up there, that maybe they would have been allowed to keep it if they'd been respectful of the area. But the information I have is they weren't respectful of the area, so National Resources Wales decided, you're not keeping it, we're taking it out. Simple as that. And I can see that, I mean, if I was a mountain bike person, I can see the draw for using this area. It's just the right amount of sort of like uphill and downhill area that you could zip all the way around here and do the circuit many times. But people ruin it for themselves. So, what are you supposed to do? You could still use it. You could still use the area for mountain bikes if you really wanted to. But there's no they had an official little area that they could come to, and they ruined it for themselves. Well, anyway, I'm not going to keep ranting about that. Not everybody wants to know. But I just thought it would be a bit of interesting information that was given to me by one of my fans who likes to watch Ozzy on his little adventures. Everybody forgets that I'm in the videos as well. Nobody comes here for me. They come here for cute little Ozzy down there, don't you? Sorry, he's stood between my legs down there at the moment. We're going to carry on moving on anyway. Show you guys more of Ozzy playing in the woods. So just as I say we're going to show you more of Ozzy playing in the woods, Ozzy decides, you know what, Dad, we're going to chill out here. Let's have a look at you. Let's have a look at you, shall we? Right. As you can see, Ozzy is sporting the best of the seeds from the woods all over his head. He's on a bit of a conservation thing himself lately, where his mission is to catch as many seeds as possible in his fur and distribute them around the woods to regrow the woods. I'm convinced half of the things that grow in my front garden are because he's picked up seeds and then shaken them all over the garden. You silly monkey, in you. Don't lick yourself on camera. Luckily that was out of shot. Right, should we carry on our adventure? Come on then, let's go. Let's go, come on, this way. He loves it up in these woods. Ozzy, come. You want a stick? You want a stick? Come on, ready? Ready, 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 steady, go! Good boy. Okay, have it? Drop. Nope, not having the stick, are we? Well, okay then. Come on then, let's go across this little bridge. So this, guys, is the little bridge that I mentioned last week. This is the little makeshift bridge. It's quite useful. Not 100% necessary, because obviously you could just walk down there and up here. But it is kind of useful. And Ozzy is playing with a stick. Yeah, so I was trying to put that in my video last week of a nice dynamic shot, sitting you guys up by here on this little area and me walking across the bridge and looking all cool. Didn't work out. You don't want a stick. You do want a stick, do you? Do you want a stick? Do you want the stick? Ready? Stick, ready? Steady. I haven't thrown it yet. Come back up here. Closer. 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 Ozzy, closer. Good boy. Nobody does that first time. Go! You're not very good at catching, are you? Now where are you going? Where are you going? This way. There we go. We got the big stick. Sorry, Oz. Hang on. Throw Ozzy's stick for him. Ready? Go. Sorry, I put the camera on and immediately stepped on Ozzy's stick. And then he sat there looking at me weird. I'm about to get hit in the legs with a stick, aren't I? That was not the stick that I threw. I am look at this, guys. Look at this. That's not the stick that I threw for you, is it? That is not the stick that I threw for you. Look at this thing. It's about 6 foot long. You got to be careful with Ozzy in these woods, because you'll find you'll throw like a normal, like, I don't know, 30 centimeter long stick for him, and he'll come back with one that's like 6 feet long. And then you got to walk through these little trails with this nuthook following you with a 6 foot long pole, and he'll take your legs out. You go first. Ozzy, go. Go, this way. Go first, stupid. He will take your legs out with a 6 foot long pole on these trails. So as I was about to say, we're out of Coed Bald now. And it is a nice little area. It is going to grow back. You know, nature always finds its ways. But it is a shame that they're obviously... But, you know, it's nice that one of my viewers got in contact and was like, hey, I can see that you've been there. Because I didn't actually give the name of it originally. Don't know why. I think I was kind of trying to hide a nice little spot, I guess. Sometimes if you put the names out of these nice spots, people come flocking there. But then again, I don't have enough views for that to be a problem. Hey, you, go in front. Yeah, I'm watching you. Sneaking around the back of there with a stick in the hopes that I'll walk past and then you can just run out in front of me. Terrible. Yeah, I don't always give the names of these spots, because you don't always want everybody to come here, but... Oh, we're now growling at the trees, are we? Okay. Oh, Ozzy was perfectly fine after last week's little accident with the tree branch, by the way. I did mention that at the end of the last video. But for anybody that didn't see it, go watch the last video. You see that Ozzy had a little accident with the tree that he was arguing with. No blood was spilt. Just a hell of a lot of crying like a big baby. Wasn't there, Oz? And it wasn't from me. But yeah, I love this little camera. This little DJI Osmo Action 4. I don't have a decent, like, monopod selfie stick thing for it yet. So I'm using a cheap one that I that somebody gave me years ago. And the camera is a little bit too heavy for it. If I put this out to like full extension, I can feel the camera slowly pulling it down. And because the handle's quite thin, it puts a bit of pressure on you. You know, I mean, I can get all the way out to like stupidly long extension. But you'll also notice that this pole shows up in the video as well. So I could walk around like this, but it takes some serious hand strength to balance the camera on the end of this thing. So let's get you guys back down to a more acceptable length. There we go. I could walk around like that. I didn't buy the official DJI one. I've just bought like a Chinese one off AliExpress. So what I wanted was the extension and the little like tripod feet, so I can pop you guys down somewhere. At the moment, as it is, I can't really pop you guys down anywhere to do any of my cool sort of slightly more dynamic walking past the camera shots. Can't do any of that at the moment. Not unless I kind of prop you guys up against a tree or something. But yeah, whatever. New camera. Let's protect it a little bit at least. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, we're out here super early in the morning. Oh, check that sun out. That's kind of cool. Hang on. Let me flip you guys around. The sun beaming through the trees. How cool does that look? I did record a few more bits further up, showing all that. But the sun beaming through the trees is quite nice. Say it's like, what was it? It's 9 o'clock in the morning now. But we've been walking for an hour and a half, so we're trying to beat the temperature and everything like that. Anyway, we're going to go a bit further down and I'm going to show you guys what I know this has kind of become a rant video. I apologise. I promise there'll be some Aussie playing bits at some point. I've already put a couple of little Aussie playing bits in. But this has kind of become a rant video, but I'm going to show you some other stuff down by there that annoys me a little bit, because it was completely unnecessary. Okay, get my stuff mine. So what you guys see here is a perfect example of people causing a problem, thinking that they're fixing another problem. Now, obviously along this path, behind me and that way, you get a lot of cyclists, probably a lot of motorcycles, and obviously some of the people that walk in this area don't like having those around. You also get a lot of horses up here as well. But their solution to that, or somebody's solution to that, was to cut down, not one, two, but down there as well, multiple perfectly healthy trees, and just dump them across the trail. Now, it's kind of annoying, for one simple reason is, all through the woods up there and down there, are trees that are already dead and naturally fallen. You could, if you really, really wanted to stop the bike problem, you could have done it without ruining perfectly good trees. I've already had a bit of a rant on the Rogerstone page, because Rogerstone's the closest area. And people agree with me. So even though I only posted that up like less than an hour ago, there's already many comments agreeing that this was absolutely pointless. I mean, this isn't even just like a small tree. I showed you in the video, it goes like all the way up there. That's another trail up there, which is also blocked by a non-naturally fallen tree now. Anyway, that's enough ranting for this video. We're going to go to the chill spot, which is quite a bit of a distance from here, so you'll see me down at the chill spot. And we'll use this Action 4, this new camera, to record some nice cool videos of Ozzy jumping around in the water like everybody likes to see. In the meantime, that is going to have to stay there because I can't move it. It's a ridiculously heavy bunch of trees and I do not have the stuff here to cut that up and remove it from the path. But yeah. Okay, yeah. Anyone want to see cute dog eating treats? There's cute dog eating treats. He likes these little bacon things I got. They're like bacon strip things. He won't take it unless I tell him to, which is quite interesting. Should we try a little trick with him? Let's see if this works. It doesn't always work. It doesn't work most of the time. Wait. So we're going to place it on his paw like that. We're going to come back a bit and go, go on then. Yeah, he was thinking about taking it, but he wasn't taking it. You silly boy, ain't you? There you go. You're a good boy. You're a good boy, and you was. And he'll probably stay by here and chill out now until we decide that we're going to go and play in the water. Because he's a good boy. Yeah. Want another one? Oh, we're going to sit up for this one, are we? Down. Up. Up. Good boy. Take it nice. There we go. He's a good boy. So another interesting thing about this Osmo Action camera is we've got a very wide shot, which is quite good. Because it means if Ozzy's doing this like he usually is, you guys can see Ozzy. And we can make a cool fuss of him. And I can give him treats while he's sat there if I want to, which I do. Funny little thing. You guys probably saw a second ago some like shots of the water along here. While I was taking the shots, because I had the selfie pod out, like extended out so I could get out over the water. Ozzy decided that he wanted to sit, he wanted to lay down under the selfie stick. So I decided, well, if you're going to lay there, then you're going to become part of the camera. So I used Ozzy as kind of a tripod. I guess, because he's got 4 legs, he wouldn't be a tripod, he'd be a quadrupod? I don't know. But I decided to make Ozzy part of it. He wanted to help, didn't you, pups? So he's now behind the camera now. For some reason, digging under my legs. What are you digging? What are you digging? Huh? Why are you digging under my legs? Is it because you want me to throw this stone that you just dug out? Yes, we definitely need to throw the stones. Well, I'll show the standard Aussie playing in the water thing in a minute. I've got you guys obviously still on the selfie stick at the moment. Because even though this selfie stick does have like a little tripod mount on the bottom, I don't trust it to hold the camera up. So the correct tripod selfie stick combo will be coming soon. And that will be able to hold you guys up, hopefully. He's now down there wading around in the water now. Well, I'm loving this little action camera. I'm not going to do an official review on it quite yet. I don't think I'll even do. I'm not going to do my old sort of... He hasn't hurt himself, don't worry. He's whining at a tree stump that he's trying to pull up. I'm not going to do my whole sort of old school tech cast review videos. There are hundreds of review videos on this Action 4 camera. on YouTube already, so what is the point in me doing another one? But I will use this for a couple of weeks and I'll give you guys, not a review, just more of a personal opinions. I've already, from today, discovered one personal opinion on it. It's to do with the microphone. Let's do the Aussie stone game again. Take a stone, and we just simply throw it in the water. It's a simple game, but Aussie likes to chase the splashes. Don't attack the tree. Don't attack trees. We were just talking about destroying trees, stupid. Oh, you were supposed to catch it, and you soaked me, a little bugger. You weren't supposed to catch it. I'm soaking wet. That was a good thing I got a waterproof camera in there. Anyway, we'll leave it with that, guys. I need to go dry off.